Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. It is Sunday the 22nd of July. Hope all's well with you. As always, the site's kept completely free of charge by you coming back and looking at the forecasts and by using the charts on the site too, because it means we can put more adverts in front of you, which generates revenue, which in turn keeps the site free of charge. So thank you for doing that. The Canadian model is my hero at the moment. It was the Canadian that first picked up on the idea of things possibly turning thundery at the end of next week, and now it seems that most other models have fallen in line too. This is the Canadian model from midnight and last night, and what it shows, the white lines are isobars and the coloured lines here are the 500 millibar flow. Where the coloured lines are closer together, such as through here, look, you can see that red going into orange and through to green, it's the jet stream. The winds are stronger at upper levels through here, so the jet stream is blowing something like that. So you can see how the ridge of high pressure was across the south last night. These are the strong winds and rain that's been affecting northern and western Scotland through the course of today, and also Ireland. As a note, the sequence on it goes in 12-hour steps. You'll notice how the area of high pressure is retained across southern parts of England, but look at this low towards the south of Iceland. That's quite an extraordinarily deep low for the time of year. Not unheard of, but it is pretty deep. Strong winds through Scotland, northern England and also through Ireland during the course of Monday, but this area of high pressure, look, holding on to the south. You see the N shape there, that little ridge in the colours across the south of the country, so we've got a ridge at all levels going through the atmosphere. Now, what we need to notice is how through Wednesday and into the course of the day on Thursday, we find this little area of low pressure, look, developing across the northern parts of Spain, and this trough down here, look, to the west of Portugal. Now, what happens through Thursday? We get this little plume of warm air that comes northwards, look, but this area of low pressure off Portugal is developing too. This is the feature that's going to try and push thundery rain into the south of the country towards the end of this week. And notice how the area of low pressure, look, is there through the Bay of Biscay. We've got this trough at upper levels too across Scotland. So I think we are going to find some heavy and some thundery periods of rain developing across the country by the end of the coming week and into the weekend. Now, of course, the question is exactly how wet is it going to be? Well, the jury is well and truly out on that. I would say that some places are likely to see some torrential periods of rain, particularly England, Wales and Ireland. The flow does tend to turn more northeasterly, look, by the time we're heading in towards Saturday, with the low over central France, but there will still be thundery rain around Ireland, Wales and southern England based on this model. The flow goes more northeasterly, which means it's cooler, but the problem you see is that we're getting cool air coming in from the north at upper levels, and it meets really warm air that's come up from the Mediterranean across central parts of France. So we've got a real battleground going on across the UK and France by the end of this week, and really the question is how much rain does that produce. So, but I think what will happen, and I think the Canadian has got it right here once again, is that by the time we get through towards Sunday of next week, so we find the low clearing away to the east, could still be some wet weather across southeast and southern parts of England, probably in the form of showers. Further west it's drier as the ridge of high pressure builds in. And then into the week after next, we'll find that ridge of high pressure trying to get in, squeeze away the trough that's towards the east, look, so trying to settle down again as we get into the early part of August. But it could be that we have some pretty unsettled conditions across these eastern coasts in terms of showers, some of them quite heavy at times, right the way into the beginning of August. But there are these hints from the Canadian model that the ridge does try to get in for that start of August, perhaps just settling things off just a little bit. Now, I'm working on the evolution of this just at the moment. I have to say I can't pin it down as to exactly what I think is going to happen during the early part of August. I have a suspicion it could be that we find better weather coming in for the first few days of August before breaking down again after about the 5th or the 6th. That's where I think this pattern may well go. However, and I have to stress this, things could change quite dramatically. Those of you on Twitter and Facebook will know I'm just skipping on to something else. Those of you on Twitter and Facebook will know that I've been talking about the CFS model and looking at some of the data that's been coming out of that in the last few days. So let's just go away from the summer and think about the winter for a short time, because this is the forecast from the CFS member 1. This is the long range forecast that's issued every day. You can get it on the site by going to weather charts at the very top of the page, and then all you do is you click on CFS to the left hand side of the page there, click on M1 for member 1, and you'll be able to get a forecast such as this, and it gives you forecasts, look, and the mean max temperature in weeks, so you can go forward. And what I've been doing is just look at how things have developed through November and December. Now this is for the 4 weeks ending the 9th of November, so October and November, mean temperatures of sort of 9 to 10 degrees across the country. Let's then go on to week 17 to week 20, and I'll get the right one up, week 17 to week 20. Look what happens. This is the 4 weeks ending the 6th of December. Look how much cooler it goes. And then if we just knock it on by another month, this takes us up to the 2nd of January. And just look what happens to temperatures then. This is really cool temperatures, look, across the UK and much of eastern parts of France. Now, of course, it's a long way off, so absolutely anything can happen, and this is just one model. But what's interesting is that CFS has been consistent in bringing in this cool weather through the course of November, December and January. So it's something we need to watch about, something we need to think about, not something we particularly need to be actioning on just at the moment, but it is something to be taking notice of. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for now, so keep the sun shining. Thanks again for using the site. Please do tell your friends about it, and don't forget, it's all kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen. So, once again, thanks for watching, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.